Today's women are exhausted, fellas. They are. Today's women are exhausted. They're not bitter. They're not mad. They're disappointed. They're disappointed. We told them for years to jump through all of these hoops to be marriage material, to be more desirable. And it seems like no matter what they do, they still can't get some of us to step up to the plate. They still can't get some of us to meet their needs. They still can't run into an equally yoked, ready man for something real. Today's women are exhausted. Everywhere they look, there's a podcast talking about how modern women are this, that, and the other. But the moment that they get traditional, they can't get a traditional man. And whenever they say, you know what, I'm not even going to be traditional. I'm going to be more of what today's men are seemingly wanting. Who you guys are showing attention to, who you guys are getting flued out. And then whenever they do that, it's still not enough. And so then you got the ones that's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be the best version of me I could possibly be. Then she's hyper independent. And then he said, well, you know what? You need a woman that's marriage material in how she presents herself, how she dresses, how she talks. Okay, cool. But then you go and give all your energy and attention to the exact same type of woman that you're saying you don't like. Can I keep it real with y'all? Today's women are exhausted. They're not bitter. Whenever a woman shuts down and she's saying, I don't want to date, I don't want to be with nobody, I don't want to give my heart to nobody. What I've come to understand is there are those that are shut off because they're so hurt and they're so cold and they reject everybody. And no matter how good he is, they just can't receive love. But then you got those that are honestly just tired. Life is already hard enough as a woman. Now they got to add on the vetting process that typically yields very little to no results. And the only results a lot of times that they do yield is a waste of time, waste of love, embarrassment, hurt, damage, trauma, more need for healing and therapy, maybe even picking up some coping mechanisms of their own. Probably some stress or stress weight that they've gained, probably a child that they now got to raise by themselves. Look, man, y'all tell me if I'm tripping. And I'm going to tell y'all why I'm talking about this in a minute. But today's women are exhausted. Tell me if I'm speaking facts. Matter of fact, ladies, if you've ever even been there, put I down in the chat. And fellas, y'all just look in the comments. Y'all just look in the comments. Put I down in the chat if you can relate to just being exhausted. Just being exhausted. Not in hatred of men. Not like, you know what I'm saying, you can never love again. Not even identifying with just being so damaged, like life ain't worth living. You're just exhausted. You're tired. Let me go back to why. So earlier, some of y'all were already at work. If you didn't get a chance earlier to watch my live chat, I was talking about basically the plight of women today who are trying to find that man that they are equally yoked with, but then they're acclimating down to guys that can't love them correctly so that they don't get disappointed anymore. And my inbox blew up, okay? And I usually don't check my social media inbox nearly as much as I check my inbox from my inner circle. And I was in my inner circle. So for those who don't know, the Selfish Season Challenge is what I just began with my mentorship community, the Self Crown Inner Circle. By the way, if you have not joined that challenge, I did put the link. It should be somewhere. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and click that. I'm going live right after we're done here to really get into the conversation. But I wanted to touch on this real quick because I talked about something. Those of you women who have a heart to be loved, you want to give your love. You want somebody to spend your life with. You have so much that you know you can bring to a relationship, but you're tired of dealing with men who cannot reciprocate. And sometimes that feels worse than simply getting a man that you know to expect less from. You know he's not going to love you correctly. You know he's a bare minimum at best. You know that. And sometimes just not having to even await for the downfall, like, you know, to get picked up just to get dropped down on your head. Sometimes that seems more appealing than even trying to get your hopes up for a man who's going to disappoint you all over again. One of my Self Crown Inner Circle members, she's in the Selfish Season Challenge that we're doing. She kind of gave me her spill. Not going to go too far in depth, but I just wanted to relay the message. Fellas, a lot of women today are exhausted. You know what? We always talk about old school relationships and we always trying to gaslight women into living up to this gold standard that we really made up in our minds about how happy our great grandmothers were in relationships because they was, you know, in that misery for 50, 60 years with a lot of our granddaddies, 90% of them anyway. But let me tell you something. One thing I will tip my hat to the older generation of men about is that they took pride in making a woman's life easier. We literally get offended that a woman is saying that. You trying to use us? Imagine if that was me. I don't know where we got it from that we supposed to be the exact same as women. Any man who don't understand his masculine energy likely is the one saying that, because those of us who do, we don't want to be the same as women. We want to be able to give. We like the old school dudes is so funny. They used to take pride in tricking on a woman. Now I'm not a fan of tricking. Okay, I believe that you should want a man, ladies, for who he is, all that stuff. But the old school generation used to like pump their chest out about how they was cashing out on the woman of their eye. I took care of this, took care of that. Chivalrous. They ran to go and open doors and pull out chairs. It's like we get embarrassed. We call each other simps for that. And then we tell women for the very treatment you definitely want, you are a bad person and you're also a bitter person if you don't want more of what continues to disappoint you in us as men. They'll tell me if I'm speaking facts or not. But the old school generation used to be like, yeah, I'm taking care of that, taking care of this. It was a flex to take care of a woman. Nowadays, a lot of guys be flexing to have a woman chasing after them, taking care of them. Y'all let me know if I'm lying. Ladies, put I down in the chat if you've ever dated a guy who tried to make you feel like he was the prize that you should be trying to court and date. You was courting him. Put I down in the chat, because maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. You ever dated a guy, modern dude, and you just was blown away like, hold on, why am I the one trying to get a phone call back and plan the dates and pay for stuff? And why do it feel like I'm the man in this situation? Okay, so facts. Fellas, y'all just look. Don't listen to me. Y'all don't like me. Okay, fine. Cool. Some of y'all do, but some of y'all don't. Look at women. They hear from the horse's mouth. Women today are exhausted, fellas. And let me say this to women who can relate to being exhausted, because you keep dealing with men that don't allow you to turn your mind off. In fact, you keep dealing with men that make you feel like you better be on your P's and Q's or else he gonna be the next one to break you. For those of y'all who keep perpetually dating men that exhaust you, I want to let you know something. And just like I said earlier, if you do not reset, if you do not detox your spirit from the poison of that bare minimum giving man, that mediocre loving man, that toxic, damaged, honestly, waste of a time, waste of the best years of your life, man, if you do not detox your spirit and you go on because you still get attention or whatever, you are going to start attracting more and more of that man. A lot of women who are attracting the exact same type of men don't realize they're stuck in the pattern that started whenever they got used to a guy that was no good for them. And this is why I'm such a huge advocate for the Selfish Season Challenge. You can do a selfish season on your own, but the Selfish Season Challenge is for those that want my help, that want my modules, that want my book, From Heartache to Happiness. That's not available anywhere else, by the way. So if you do want access to that, matter of fact, we're about to go live over there right after this conversation. If you want access to that, click the link that you see pinned down in the comments and get access to the Selfish Season Challenge. We're about to go in. We're about to go in, especially for those of you who have gotten so exhausted with dating, you just stopped altogether and you've been single for the last year, 2 years or more. For those of y'all who have been single 2 years or more, single for a long time, and largely not because you can't get nobody, but because you're so underwhelmed with what you're being presented with, you absolutely need a selfish season. Not to be isolated, not to be just alone. If you are depriving yourself, think of it like you saying, I want to get healthy, but instead of saying, I'm going to clean up my diet, I'm going to reset my nervous system, I'm going to reset my palate, you just decide you're not going to eat anything at all. All you're doing is starving yourself. As an exhausted woman of today who can relate to anything that I said, the answer is not for you to just go without being loved. Don't waste your love and don't withhold it from everybody. Reset the love that you have for yourself in a way that projects only to the people that can love you the way that you love yourself. And so that means establishing your best self. It's from your morning routine to the boundaries that you have throughout the day, to the way that you communicate to those that want to keep access to you, to how you audit those people that want to keep access to you. That's what the Selfish Season Challenge is about. Again, I have hours and hours of content that guides you and takes you by the hand from this place of exhaustion, from this place of being tired of dating because you're tired of getting disappointed, to the place where you look forward to dating because now you're attracting dating experiences that are actually fun. You're actually dealing with real suitors who know how to treat a woman, that don't mind courting a woman, don't need you to pursue them because they're going to pursue you. And if that's the experience that you want, just like the thousands of other women that have done the Selfish Season Challenge, click the link that you see pinned somewhere. I don't know if it's YouTube, it's at the top. On here, it should be a pinned comment somewhere down in the comments, or a featured link. I know it's in the description as well. Just posted it again on Facebook, because we're about to go in on there for at least an hour, and then I'm going to do a Q&A right after. But back to what I was saying. Today's women get misinterpreted as being bitter and closed off and wanting too much and blah, blah, blah. Even women that have these sky high expectations and standards, they just exhausted, fellas. They not mad. They're not being unrealistic. They just exhausted. And so if a higher standard than what you used to scares you away, they cool with that. They ain't trying to die alone and die with cats and blah, blah, blah. They just tired. And today's women would rather be alone the rest of their life than to be miserable the rest of their life with somebody who brings out the worst in them, that brings out the paranoia in them and keeps them in survival mode. Vanessa, you said I'm so heartbroken right now. Selfish Season. That's your gateway to peace. That's your gateway back to full health. A Selfish Season. However you want to do it. Again, I'm an advocate of it because I've seen it work. I've seen my content, my modules work. But however you get a Selfish Season, do it. Michelle said you like my book, Heartache to Happiness. It'll be available to the public in about 6 months. It's available now to those in my inner circle. So if you want my book, From Heartache to Happiness, the big brother advice you never knew you needed, it's only available right now to those who are in my inner circle. And you get in my inner circle by way of the Selfish Season Challenge. Audio and ebook, by the way. Fellas, women want a man that they can trust has everything taken care of. Why would you care to be what a woman wants? Because that's how you're going to get the woman that you want. A lot of what y'all complaining about you not getting, you really not earning from a woman. You don't warrant that from a woman. You saying, do this, do that, be this, be that. But you're not cultivating that out of a woman. If anybody has the unrealistic expectations of women, it's us. Be exhausted, be paranoid, be not able to trust, not able to let your guard down, do all that now as a woman, and still be feminine and soft and sexual and kind and agreeable. Make us look good. Cook for us every day. But be tired, stretched thin, left alone with all of the house duties, no matter how tired you are. Have a man in your life that wants to enter your womb, but wants to make your life no easier than whenever you were single. Everything that you want done from him got to come with a lecture or you becoming a defense attorney to get it done. Man, today's women are exhausted, bro. Y'all can be mad all y'all want to. But if I'm speaking facts, lady, let me know I'm speaking facts. And so y'all can hear it from them. Again, I'm about to get off of here and go live with my inner circle. It's time now. So if you want to get in on the inner circle, join the Selfish Season Challenge now. We just began. And I'm about to walk my inner circle through not only the first week of the Selfish Season Challenge, it's only 15 days, and then you revisit it multiple times a year, but also we're going to discuss some chapters from my book that won't be out to the public, but it is to them, From Heartache to Happiness. Again, the link is somewhere pinned in the comments. Y'all will find it. Holla at y'all later. Y'all be good. Share this, by the way, if you got something of value. Share this right now on your timeline if you got something of value for somebody else to also get some value. Holla at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.